Hey, good morning, and thanks for coming back to the channel. It's Thursday, December 8th, 2022, and I'm going to give a little kind of a summary of Oregon Referendum 114 that's got everybody twisted around the axle, and rightfully so. It's a classic example of why you never want to have individuals, you never want the citizens to do referendums to create laws, because there's one, the citizens are stupid, and they have a legislature if they really want laws to be done, and if they don't think the legislature is moving fast enough, then vote different people in who might do what you want to do. But to have the citizens basically create their own law and then force the state to either clean it up or kill it, and that may happen in the state of Oregon in the next session, which comes up in January. But the main thing that's happened is you have two levels of courts, right, that have gotten involved, because there's so many different lawsuits that have been taken effect against 114 in Oregon. So the first one that made the news and the liberal media happy was that a federal judge did not do an injunction to stop, or a restraining order to stop, the implementation of most of that referendum, except that they gave the state 30 days to get their act together on the administrative part, and that's the registration and permitting part. And it's just not going to happen in 30 days, so who knows what the federal judge is going to do. By the way, this judge was appointed by Trump. So don't get it twisted. Just because somebody has an R by their name doesn't mean that they have any sense. So if everything was just left at that federal judge's decision, then what would happen is you would see basically the entire firearms industry in the state of Oregon collapse today, because today was the day it was supposed to take effect. So now the permitting thing is supposed to go for 30 days, or the state has 30 days to come up with some scheme. They cannot. It's impossible. So who knows what's going to happen after that. But in the meantime, there was another lawsuit filed with a county judge, which is a judge inside the state of Oregon. And that judge, by the way, was appointed by Obama. I'm sorry, not appointed by Obama, because that's a county judge, is a Democrat. Right, is a Democrat. So that judge did put out a restraining order and an injunction that says halted everything. Now, the confusing part to me was, well, wait a minute, federal Trump state, right? Certainly it's Trump's county. Well, only if the federal judge actually did something. What the federal judge did was do nothing and allow the thing to go forward. What the county judge did was something and said, I'm not going to allow it to go forward. So what happens next, right? Well, first of all, there's breathing room, because the county judge said, you have until the 13th of December to come into my courtroom and tell me why I shouldn't have a longer injunction against this resolution. So that's the 13th. So it's business as usual right now, and for another week. We'll see what happens then. It is an example of the intense fight that the anti-gun people have, especially when you have a governor and an attorney general who hates the idea that citizens have a right and that they have that right to carry in public. And you have a legislature that will back them. So we'll see But federal did not trump local or county because the federal judge didn't really do anything. They actually did nothing. The county judge did something, but he did it citing the state constitution of Oregon, the state constitution, and the U.S. Constitution, Second Amendment. So we'll see how far that can go. But the Attorney General absolutely will go to the state Supreme Court to try to get the state Supreme Court to overrule the local county judge, and we'll see how that goes and when. But the goal was to pretty much destroy the gun industry in the state of Oregon. Now, there were so many bad things that if any of them actually get back up to the U.S. Supreme Court, Oregon might as well be a constitutional carry state. The next two states that are just as insane with their laws are California and the state of New York. They cannot tolerate the idea of the Second Amendment and citizens like you and I having the right to carry in public. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. It's filming 11. These are tough times. Stay tuned. And I want to thank all the other YouTube. I didn't just make this up. I did a lot of research on it. And this is I'm not a lawyer, but this is the summary of what is out there right now. By the way, as far as state referendums go, where the people get to make a law, which is dumb. You never want that. The people get to make laws through their legislature. If they don't like it, they get to vote out the legislature. You never give direct access to stupid brains out there because they can be bought. They can be bought worse than legislators can be bought. Now, there are only 25 states in the country that have any form of referendum capability. Right? My state, the state of Idaho, has, but it's limited. So, and that makes sense. Anyway, I thought I'd put this out there this morning so you kind of get a feel for what's going on with that, because it is an important one. Please put your comments down below, and if you like what you see in terms of content, please subscribe. I've gotten a few, but I've lost several hundred subs because of the comment I made about ex-President Trump and him wanting to, suspend the Constitution because he didn't win. But that's okay. It's just going to take me longer to get to 10,000. Thanks for watching, and carry on.